All right, roll tape.
Awesome. Guys, we'll see you on Game 1 in North in just a moment. The rocky shores of the North Sea comprise the setting for a titanic clash of enemy fleets. This is North. North is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination-style map with 3 cap points running a line from west to east. The A cap is on the left, B is in the center, and C is on the right. Cap A on the left is the most open and accessible on the board. There are plenty of ways in and out for destroyers and not many places for radar cruisers to hide nearby. As the smallest capture area on the board, the most common access to Cap B comes from due north or south, but there is a small access via a channel between the islands on the eastern edge. Further to the east, Cap C has a single island within that can provide some cover for ships attempting to capture, but there's enough island cover nearby to conceal radar cruisers from multiple directions. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play North.
Roger that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Game 1 begins here in this North American semifinal match between AP and Gaishu, or Joke, or whatever they're calling themselves. I can never keep it straight. I think they do that to troll with Zath.
Oh, that's why we have the question marks.
I know,
That's why we have the question mark for their name.
Well, it's because their name is all in Chinese right now. But anyways, lineup-wise, AP, now I'm going to start talking about AP. We saw AP yesterday. You and I cast their quarterfinals match, with 007, a match that they came back with the reverse sweep and won to earn their right to play here today in the North American semifinals. So they have brought Ohio, Yamato, Des Moines, Salem, Goliath, double Stalingrad, Summers, and a Yu Yang. We've seen this Summers Yu Yang thing work for them. I'm curious to see how it holds up against Gaishu's team.
Now, this is our first look between Raptor and myself of Gaishu this entire tournament. So you guys might be aware of some things that, as viewers, that we simply are not right now, and that's cool. So looking over at Gaishu's comp here, we've got Ohio, we've got Yamato, Des Moines, and double Worcester. We've seen them use Worcesters in previous tournaments to great effect, by the way. We've got a Salem with M373X, we've got a Summers, a Daring, and of course, it wouldn't be a Gaishu game without Gaishu himself in a Kleber.
Indeed. Well, and we see them already going for a very wide split with 3 destroyers, and we've seen several other NA teams work the 3 destroyer compositions. Work out, 1 to every cap, try for the cap control, and so on and so forth. Now, a couple of things I want to hit before we get too far into this game, Zath. 1, talk to me about your pick for the match. Who do you believe is going to win the match?
I predict Gaishu winning 3-0.
Okay, you're going for the straight sweep. I'm actually banking on AP picking up a game somewhere. I'm going to go with 3-1. Now, the other thing I want to talk about before we get too far, and you may have seen it on the overlays before we went into this game, if you're coming over from the EU stream, you probably are not used to something that we do here on the NA bracket, and that is ship bans, okay? Here in NA, teams are allowed in between games, every single game, they're allowed to ban 2 ships per map. Okay, so our ban list for this game started off with Gaishu's clan, the question marks you see there, banning Petropavlovsk. AP came back and banned both Smaland and Marceau. And then things rounded out with Joke there banning Nevsky there at the last. So those 4 ships, neither team is allowed to play those ships for the duration of this game.
And then it switches, so every game that can change. The idea is to bring in a little bit more variety into the game, so it's not world of blank ship, whatever that
exactly. That's the goal of the ban system we have here on NA. Plus, it also rewards you a little bit if you see a team or one of your opponents that is maybe using a certain ship as a crutch. You can potentially try to take that crutch away from them and see if they can still stand.
Rowski took a torpedo early on from Hatsuzuki Kai's Summers. Interestingly enough, Zombri and Yamamoto were able to just hit that break and turn out from that death snail there with the 2 Worcesters at A.
Really, really good torpedo salvo over here from the Yang. Who is that? That's Polsky's Yu Yang. He put 3 deepwater torpedoes into Cocoa Mangoes, Ohio, Zath, south of C.
Oh, we're definitely seeing the after effect as Coco's down to half. Now he's starting to heal back up a little bit.
Indeed. Some good damage hits early there.
Taking the Kleber spot.
Now, this double Worcester thing is something that we watched Buenos Noches try over here as well, Zath, but we haven't seen it done from the south. This will be interesting. Very early here, 4 minutes gone, and Joke is in control of all the caps. They own the entire board, successfully zoning out these guys. AP struggling to get into the cap.
Gaishu coming into some big fire now.
Yeah, they're trying to pin him out, right? They're running the Des Moines and the Salem down the 9 line, and they've got a Stalingrad and a Yu Yang waiting to spot him as he tries to escape.
Yep, so Gaishu's in a very perilous predicament here.
He is
As
indeed.
you can see, his turrets are kind of going back and forth, trying to figure out what's going on, who's coming from where, and he's just getting RoboCop now.
He is now. I think they're going to lose him. I'm a little surprised at this, Ath, right? Like, they swung him out wide. He went into the cap circle, and that worked. They picked up the early cap, but then ordinarily when you see a Kleber play an early cap, they don't sit. They leave, right? And he didn't leave. He sat there, and it allowed AP to envelop him and wipe him out.
Yeah, I would have thought he would have at least tried to get torpedoes on somebody.
Yeah, I don't think he had the time, or they may have gotten knocked
Probably
out there.
Baseman, you know?
Yeah, there was a lot of HE shells coming in, and they could have been disabled. Who knows?
Oh, absolutely. Now, using Mako is coming under sustained fire.
It completely opens up this flank for AP. They have 5 ships, Stalin, Des Moines, Salem, and Yu Yang, backed up by Prost's Ohio here, able to push into the face of the 4 ships that Joke has deployed on this side of the map.
Say, Quincy just got smacked around a little bit there, but he's hitting his fancy heal button.
They really need Coco's Ohio to find a shot. I think, yep, he's got shells now going in on Quincy. Coco's not able to pressure.
I think he's the one that left him earlier.
Yeah, I think so. He's not able to pressure these ships very well from his position. He's a little too far south. The 2 cruisers, the Des Moines and the Salem, have got great cover, although Quincy's Salem is now being wrecked by 373's Salem as well from the south. Quincy's going out, I think. There he goes.
Oh, yeah. There it is. Now, can they trade Mako? They have to trade Mako in order for this to be successful. And I think they will.
They're going to, yeah, I mean, you mean AP needs to trade Mako. Yes, that's going to happen.
Exactly, yes, yes.
Mako will be going out momentarily here. There he goes. Just like that, 3 ships dead, 6.5 minutes into this game.
Like the bloodbath we're having.
Very much so. Amatsukaze sitting here spamming some shells south of the cap, just trying to get some chip damage on Prost's Ohio. Get what he can before he dumps some torpedoes and flees his little short smoke. Because daring.
That's right. Now, Gaishu's team is the only one that has caps right now, so they're the only ones sticking up points. So even though they're down a ship, they are still currently leading in the match.
They've worked out to a nice lead here, over 250 points. I mean, it's going to take AP some time to cut back into this, but they do have a firepower advantage and solid control of the sea cap. Polsky's Yang now rotating back to the top end of B. Let's keep a look on.
Wow.
Let's keep a look on the view here from the Joke side of the things. See if we can figure out if Yamamoto is going to be able to radar him when he gets into B.
That was a very beautiful salve from Coco there on Woshi Stalingrad. Took him down by about half.
Nice.
Prost now. Oh, Prost.
Well, Prost had to turn to avoid the daring torpedoes, and now Coco's going to have another good shot at him. You know he's salivating, waiting for this salvo. Got to be coming soon. They just lost vision on him. They just lost sight of him.
He had just fired.
Well, let's see.
Let's see if these shells hit
Coco,
favorites.
this is a blind shot from Coco. Nope. They all hit the island.
Just missed.
He gets nothing. As Polsky's Yang does pick up B behind them. That leaves AP in control of 2 caps, slowly closing the gap here. Getting on towards the halfway mark of this match, but they've got a lot of ground to make up in terms of points. But they have, I tell you what, Zath, check it out. They have a huge HP advantage.
Yes, they do.
On the back of those Stalingrads. The double Stalin plus they still, the 2 battleships, that just gives them a big HP pool to play with.
Absolutely. Now, interestingly enough, it looks like the Death Snails has split up. Zombie is going to hold A with Hatsuzaki Kai, and then the rotating Yamamoto's Wooster over to the other side, other flank, to try to get some farming in. Probably going to work with Amatsukaze for smoke.
Well, they've pulled Yamamoto back to B, but I'm not sure how well he's going to hold up against the Stalingrad. We'll have to see. He can only get, I think, if he turns enough of the angles enough of the ship to get all 6 turrets on the Stal. Oh wow! The Yami says, "Get out of here."
Yeah. Well, interestingly enough, Supiap did not have AP loaded in his Stalingrad. I'm sure he was saying a few choice words as he realized that.
Oh, a lucky torpedo salvo. That could be big. That's a big kill. Joke needed those points.
AV's broken.
They accidentally take one of the destroyers off the board, but hey, they'll take it. What I was going to comment was that Yamamoto, I'm not sure. I think if he angles enough to get all 6 turrets on the Stalingrad, that the Stalin's AP will actually penetrate him when it comes in. If he angles enough to bounce the AP, that he can only get 3 turrets. At the moment, AP has no vision.
Might take a torpedo here.
They're looking for targets. They have nothing to shoot at right now. They've just radared, and they've picked up Amatsukaze's daring at the bottom end of the B cap. Matsukaze might be in a little bit of trouble here. He's got
position there.
He's got Yamato shells coming in. Not much there.
Oh, but look at that boat handling there. He's just far enough forward to get his guns over on the Stalingrad. Nope. Now he's saying, "Screw this, Polsky, you need to die."
Yep. He's going to try and get what damage he can into Polsky, especially since he's lit. Might as well.
Yep.
Once the radar expires, he can always
use that island.
Yeah, he can always smoke up once the radar's out.
Right. That island is just too shallow to block the Stalingrad's shots, though.
That Yamato salvo was very good. Matsukaze just exercising the better part of valor, smoking up, going dark. There comes another radar. That's Stalin's radar. That's Supa's radar on the north end of the cap. They must. Oh, that's right. They hit him with the Yang radar first. That's my bad. I missed that.
And that would make perfect sense, right?
Yeah, they hit him with the Yang radar first.
Come with the close-in first.
Indeed.
Look at M373 here, all the way on the 9 line. He's got 2 ships, 3 ships coming his way.
Yeah, they've been focusing him out
all the way down to the border.
Yeah, they've been focusing him out basically. The same Des Moines kind of Salem thing that they shoved in the face of snoozing Mako has now kind of turned. Of course, they lost one of those ships, but now they're trying to bring these guys down the 10 line. And M3, not much you can do. There goes Yamamoto.
Oh.
There goes Yamamoto, showing 2 just enough for the Stalingrad to bag him. Yep, at that angle.
Yep. Matsukaze now unable to sit there anymore.
Joke still with a lead, but it's narrowed quite a bit. Only 130 points here. We've seen lots of big hits and big plays from AP, but we haven't seen quite as much of that out of Joke this game. Now, M3 is on borrowed time because Prost Ohio will absolutely be in his face momentarily.
This is textbook what you do with the ship that's on one side of the island is you approach it from both sides. Now,
correct.
Interestingly enough, Jason beached and stopped, and that's going to allow M373 to have a little bit of wiggle room, but now Jason's got broadside. Here he goes.
There he goes.
Boink.
There he goes. Ohio puts M373 out of the game as AP goes up 2 ships here in game 1.
Great. I'm wrong. You might still be right. I love it.
More radar trading at B. Hatsuzuki Kai's Summers spotted on the bottom end of the cap. Let's keep an eye out here. Yep, they've still got him lit, but Polsky declining to shoot. Yamato shells coming in. Solid hit. There's our first.
Zombie is trying to make some.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Zombie's trying to make something happen over at A with this Worcester against the Goliath. That's an interesting fight.
It is, and it's one that I think the Worcester might be able to win. We'll have to see. Now, we watched yesterday. We watched this Goliath solo, almost solo with Des Moines from 007, right? So it's a kind of a similar engagement here. You're fighting something with a higher rate of fire, but can it work? I don't know. There again, AP, we've had a lead change here. AP now working out to about a 40, 50-point lead here. Time ticking away in this match. Matsukaze's daring, trying to get back up towards B, but he's very, very low. I assume he's been through all his heals at this point. They're continuing to just rain fire on Hatsuzuki Summers.
His engines are out, and he's reversing, and he's on fire. Oh, there's the DCP.
Yep. They could see him.
I don't know if that's going to do much, though.
I don't know. They're trying to back Lowski's Goliath into A, which feels a little bit like a win more condition, but I also don't feel like I'm sorry, I don't feel like Joke and you know, Gaishu's team can do anything about it right now. I'm looking for...
look at the score.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That we've had a lead change. They're in the lead. AP's in the lead here, Zath.
Right, oh yeah, right. But what I'm saying is I don't know that you would... I wouldn't consider this a win more condition. I would consider this insurance that you do win.
That's fair. I also am a little questioning, like, I understand why Coco is playing so far back. He's incredibly low, but why is Baird back here? This is a little surprising to me that this surviving Yamato is so far south. 60 seconds on the timer.
The decision was to double team. The decision was to double team the AP push. He probably expected for Jason and Woshi to continue moving south and overextend.
Yeah. Not looking good here for Gaishu's team. They look like they're on the verge of dropping game 1, which is going to happen in less than a minute. I don't think they have the firepower to get back into this game, Zath. I'm not seeing it. The Yamato's out of position. The only ships they have forward are 2 very low health destroyers and Zombrie's very low health Wooster. They need a kill, and it's not coming.
There it is.
Come the other way.
I got my death pick.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
AP's Yamato comes in and says, no thank you. AP claims game 1.
What an amazing introduction to the series, guys. This
Absolutely.
is great.